You know, it's that season where we love to have a good Christmas story. And tonight, Timothy P. Brown of footballarchaeology.com joins us to tell us about a Christmas football game story from 1921. It's all coming up with Tim in just a moment.
This is the Pigskin Daily History Dispatch, a podcast that covers the anniversaries of American football events throughout history. Your host, Darren Hayes, is podcasting from America's North Shore to bring you the memories of the gridiron, one day at a time.
Before we get into our episode today, let's take the time to drill that football right into the like and subscribe button on your console so you know exactly when the notifications come up of the latest releases of Pigskin Dispatch podcast for some more great football history. Now on to our episode. Hello, my football friends. This is Darren Hayes of PigskinDispatch.com. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your portal to positive football history, and welcome to another edition where we have an episode of talking with Timothy P. Brown of footballarchaeology.com on a very befitting story for this time of the year. Tim, welcome back to the Pig Pen.
Hey, Darren. Look forward to chatting again and hoping that this story makes a big splash.
I think it will. It's the holiday season. We're going to talk about football as we do on this channel and we do with you. And we're going to talk about the holidays and a big holiday game. And you have it titled the 1921 San Diego East-West Christmas Classic. So
Yeah.
Sounds like a classic. So what can you tell us about this, Tim?
Yeah. So this combines a couple of cool things. One is that there were different cities that tried to get bowl games going in what we now call bowl games in the 1920s, even the teens. But the only two that survived were the Rose Bowl and the Shrine Bowl. We know what the Rose Bowl is, and the Shrine was an all-star game that, which was a lot of the cities hosted all-star games rather than, two college teams competing. So the San Diego East-West Christmas Classic only lasted 2 years, 1921 and 1922. In 22, it was West Virginia beating Gonzaga, who obviously doesn't play football anymore. And then in 21, it was one of the great college football stories. It was Center College, the Praying Colonels, playing Arizona. Now, Arizona at that time was not the Arizona of today. They were more like small college level, something a little bit better than small college level, but not much. And Center College was definitely small college. I mean, they only had 247 students in 1921. But here's who they beat during the season. They were 9-0, and they beat Clemson, Virginia Tech, Kentucky, Auburn, Tulane, and their big win was beating Harvard at Harvard. So, I mean, if you're the Praying Colonels, you got some good praying in that season. But, their coach was Charlie Moran, and then their big stud quarterback was Bo McMillan, who, was really one of the top players in the country over, of course, several years, and ended up being a very successful college coach. Coached Indiana and a couple other places. But so San Diego, you think of San Diego as being this nice dry place because normally it is. But it rained the 8 days prior to this Christmas Classic football game. And so the way that the people who were running the program or the bowl game, they had insured the game in case of bad weather because that would knock down the crowd and therefore they'd lose money. But the only way they could collect the insurance is if they actually played the game and they had a poor crowd. So after 8 days of rain, and it was raining the day of the game, nobody wanted to be there. And so there's shots of in fact, the tidbit has a bunch of different shots from one yearbook or the other. And so it was just, there was standing water on the field. It was just a mess. And as it turned out, McMillan, kind of dominated the game. They ended up winning like 35-0. And that's even after missing like 4 extra points because I don't know if they were drop kicking them or trying to, snap and, hold. But either way, it didn't work very well. The kicking game wasn't functioning too highly. Because again, that was in the days when you used one ball the whole game. So imagine how waterlogged that thing was.
Weighed 50 pounds by the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Um, then, this is a different tidbit, but McMillan, the following year they played in a bowl game. I think they played in San Diego again, and then they played Texas A&M in the game, the 12th man game for Texas A&M. But he was from like Dallas, so he ends up he got married the morning of the bowl game, which is just kind of insane when you think about it. But for him, it was like, hey, I got all my teammates here, in my hometown, my wife's hometown, so let's do this. So,
Can't go to the celebration after the wedding here, honey, because I got to go to the football game. We'll do that later.
The reception was
reception.
short-lived.
That's the name I was looking for. Yeah, I can remember when I was doing research for when Greasy met the Wonder Coach in the 1921 Washington Jefferson team, that Center College was highly considered, and Cal was encouraged to invite them to play in the Rose Bowl that year because of their success and McMillan and everything going on there. And that same rain that you were talking about, it was in San Diego. It was in LA too in the days leading up to the Rose Bowl. So yeah. Southern California was definitely not sunny California at that year and at that time of the season. So
yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those, kind of just great stories. I mean, no one else in the country could. I mean, there weren't national radio. There's certainly no television. So the only way they knew about it would have been the newspapers the next day, and a couple of photographs here and there in the newspapers. But just crazy events.
yeah, well, it's amazing how weather can change a game and change the complexion of a game, especially when you have a really good team playing in this bowl game. Nowadays, if somebody like that was going into a bowl game, it'd be a pretty highly touted bowl game, even though there's like 50 of them going on. But one of those ones you put on your calendar. Hey, I got to watch this one. So no holiday parties tonight. So, yeah. Very, very good. But Tim, you write about these teams and these players and these events from yesteryear in the game of the gridiron, and you cover them so well and make us feel like we're right there, and so we can enjoy that, and showing a lot of the images, like you say, from your collection. And I encourage people to follow the link here in the show notes of this YouTube or the podcast to go check those out. But how can people take in some of your other items that you write about and share in football history?
Yeah, just my site is footballarchaeology.com. It's a Substack site, so just go there, subscribe. You'll get an email notification, with the contents of the story each time I publish. Otherwise, just bookmark it, or you can follow me on Substack if you don't want to get the emails. You can follow me on Blue Sky because I post it every time. And that's those are the best ways.
All right. Excellent job as always. And thank you for sharing it with us. And we'd love to talk to you again next week.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thanks.
That's all the football history we have today, folks. Join us back tomorrow for more of your football history. We invite you to check out our website, pigskindispatch.com, not only to see the daily football history, but to experience positive football with our many articles on the good people of the game, as well as our own football comic strip, Cleat Marks Comics. Pigskindispatch.com is also on social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all of your positive football news and history. Special thanks to the talents of Mike and Gene Monroe, as well as Jason Neff for letting us use their music during our podcast.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.